I've heard one too many times from locals that New Brunswick is called No Funswick. And now I'm not from here, but for the next 48 hours, I'm going to test that nickname out by moving from urban to rural across the province and putting the fun back in New Brunswick. Canada is the second biggest country in the world geographically, and if I've learned anything traveling across it, it's that every single province is uniquely different from the next. But despite me knowing this, most people, including Canadians, don't. We see Canada as a massive piece of land with just a few provinces to visit, but what about the other ones? Boring, you say, and in fact, when it comes to New Brunswick, locals have even taken to start calling it No Funswick. So the question is, are those other Canadian provinces really worth visiting? Well, you'll find this out as I continue to move across the country, but today, it's time to spend the next 48 hours taking the no out of No Funswick. Our first stop of the day is at one of the oldest flight schools in Canada, the Moncton Flight College. It was started in 1929 and ever since has been turning students into pilots. And one of the facilities they use to train pilots is this flight simulator that our pilot for the day, Tim, is putting us through.
Well, if you go ahead and dip the nose down, so just push forward on the stick, you'll see the city of Moncton in front of you. You'll see the end of the runway, and you'll see the other runway that's kind of intersecting it going to the right.
After getting a taste of what it's like to operate the simulator and then getting the chance to sit down in a few luxury aircrafts, it's time to see Moncton from above.
Yep.
Sunrise over the city of Moncton with the river running through and the trees changing color. New Brunswick doesn't get any better than this time of year.
He took off and we just went,
Yeah.
and you and I were like, whoa, what kind of a takeoff is that?
He gave us the special treatment.
That was amazing. As important as hidden gems are, there's also an importance on seeing the must-see things in each province or each place that you travel to, really. And that's because they usually give you a very good picture of what the culture is like. I would argue that Hopewell Rocks is the place to visit in New Brunswick, and so that is our next stop. The flower pot-like rocks here are caused by a tide that literally never stops moving. And because of this, it slowly chips away at the rocks, erodes them, and reshapes them into, oddly enough, beautiful arches. But most of its visitors come to visit what are known to be the world's highest tides. So, is this the point that would qualify as the world's highest tide?
No.
Got it.
So the highest tides in the world are in Burnt Coast, Nova Scotia.
Okay, so these aren't actually the world's highest tides, but the whole area around the Bay of Fundy is mesmerizing and extremely different from anything I've personally ever seen. After completing the rest of the tour around Hopewell Rocks, it's time to eat. And if you've been watching my episodes from the series so far, traveling across small towns in the Maritimes means that it is hard to find restaurants that are healthy. But we heard from our tour guide at Hopewell Rocks that this place is not only healthy, it's delicious. And it just so turns out that Heather is right. Cinnamon Soul Cafe is an oasis in the Canadian desert. Just doesn't seem like it fits in here. Seems like it honestly fits in LA or something. But it isn't LA. It's the small town of Hillsborough, New Brunswick with a population of 1,200 people, and damn, their food is good.
Lamb from their farm here. Homemade tabbouleh, homemade tzatziki sauce.
Scallops, if you see them right here, they're not deep fried and breaded. That's so nice. I'm gonna cry. So with full bellies and big smiles, we're heading to a part of New Brunswick that you might have heard of but likely haven't yet seen. It's called the Fundy Trail Parkway, and it is Canada's newest scenic highway. And what's so interesting about this trail is that they actually have someone who opens and closes the gates that give you access to it every single day. But because we're traveling here with Tourism New Brunswick, Neil insisted that they reopen the gates just so that we could see it.
Welcome to the Fundy Trail Parkway!
Our first stop is at the Walton Glen Gorge. This is regarded as New Brunswick's Grand Canyon. Now, I'm so excited to see what it's actually gonna look like, but the best part is that we get an early morning 2-kilometer hike just to get there, and we're also going to be the first people ever to fly our drone over the canyon. The gorge really is a New Brunswick version of the Grand Canyon, not just because it's full of forestry, but because you won't find large crowds here almost ever.
Quite often you'll have the whole observation deck to yourself. At most there might be 2 or 3 other people here. It's a popular tourism destination, but it's never a crowded one.
How is that? Did you guys enjoy that? I haven't seen it yet, but you have. I think it was pretty good if you ask me.
And now we're off to begin the 30-kilometer road trip through the parkway, which consists of 21 different lookout spots. I will admit, each lookout spot is different from the next, but they are all pretty closely packed together. Are we already at the next one? Yeah. I just took one bite of my banana. We're already at the next one. So was that number 21?
Yeah.
This is number 20.
Yep.
Is that number 19?
Yeah, the next one, yeah.
And do the views change as you move along?
They do, even though there might only be 300 meters between certain ones, you get different views of the coastline.
You said it wasn't going to be pretty.
I don't think I said that.
You said, I heard you say that.
No way I would have said that. Every day I'm hustling.
So they have a bunch of picnic tables lined up at pretty much every lookout spot. And I mean, look at this. You can just have your own private picnic with an absolutely stunning view. I don't think any of us would typically think that this would be New Brunswick, but it is. I'm at a loss for words. I can't even figure out what I want to say. I mean, each province we've been to so far, there's always like a point where we travel to and we're like, I can't believe we're in this province. Right now, I can't believe I'm in New Brunswick. I don't know, maybe that's just me because I've never been here, but just such a pleasant surprise. And I love traveling because every time that you get out there and you try something new, a pleasant surprise comes your way. My time at the Parkway is starting to feel like a maritime version of being in Banff or Jasper. Lots of hills and winding roads, epic landscapes, but to be on par with those two Albertan experiences, I need something else. Maybe some food? Now, this is actually the only restaurant along the Fundy Parkway, and apparently it is an old cookhouse that used to serve lumberjacks meals, and that means that I think we have to eat like lumberjacks today. Lumberjacks needed to eat over 8,000 calories per day just to maintain their weight. And this lumberjack lunch isn't going to be 8,000 calories, but it's an accurate representation of what they would usually eat to fuel themselves for a long day in the forest. This is how lumberjacks actually used to carry around their lunch. They used to put all of their food into a big steel bucket and carry it until their designated lunch spot. And so in honor of that, at this lumberjack cookhouse, we're having a lumberjack meal. In your overhead compartment, you have a sandwich, some cookies, an apple,
There should be juice.
and special veggies. To be honest, I thought this was gonna be a lot more unhealthy than it actually looks. We just have molasses cookies as dessert, but the rest of it, it's pretty good for you. I don't want to be a lumberjack. That was a heck of a meal. Now let's keep exploring the park.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Did he just show it to you?
Who are you talking to?
Did that just then just cut me out. If you've already seen cut this up, this is irrelevant.
What are you talking about?
Why are you still on me? Cut away, let's get back to the action.
What are you talking about?
We need to see more of this. Hello? Is no one listening? Nice room, by the way. Wow, did you decorate this yourself? Anyway, okay, tell you what, if you're gonna stay, then I'll leave. But I love that shirt. Great color on you.
In some ways, the Fundy Parkway really does represent New Brunswick. It's small, it's never too crowded, and it doesn't try to impress you, but it is there. And when you do make the effort to come visit it, you don't regret it. Neil showed us everything he possibly could on the trail before helping us check into a hidden gem hotel in the small beachside town of St. Martin. Sleeping in a Victorian style hotel out here in St. Martin's, New Brunswick. Have you ever heard of St. Martin's? No. Have I? Not before today. But it's a gorgeous little town, and this hotel is absolutely incredible. This place is so charming. Like, this to me epitomizes the little small town vibe that you get and all of the pleasant surprises that you come across from not trying to go to the big cities and instead just going to the local towns. I think the universe knows that I'm obsessed with sunrises and sunsets because on this day, which is supposed to be our slow day, waking up a little bit later than usual, the sun rays just swept through our room and I look out the window and I see this. You know, I was pretty much half asleep, but I decided anyways that I would run out, grab my drone, and go check out this sunrise. And I'm literally the only person on this beach right now, but it's crazy how you can find little pieces of happiness everywhere you go. And it's these little things that you appreciate that make life that much better. Our final adventure in New Brunswick is going to take place in another small town, this time called St. Andrews by the Sea. Now, St. Andrews is a small, cute little town, and it was established in 1783, making it one of the oldest towns in the Maritimes. But for me, what really strikes it as a special place is its blend of cultures. It's got a little bit of a Renaissance feel, a little bit of a European beach town, and of course, some Newfoundland in there with the colored houses all around. I mean, of course, every town is better if it has a street that's named after you. I mean, I haven't even been here 3 hours and they named a street after me. We are gonna cap off this video with a very unique activity that you can only really get by the sea. There are 3 types of whales we're looking for today. We're looking for minke whales, we're looking for finback whales, and we're looking for humpback whales. I've never seen any of them, but I hope we find them. Despite just being happy to be on a boat on this beautiful day, once we get out into the water, the mood is going to shift because now it's time to find some whales. The instructions are clear. Find the animals. I think we're spotting a minke whale. Trying to find it. Oh! Right there. Whoa. Hey, I hope you guys are doing well and you're enjoying the New Brunswick video. I just want to take the next minute to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Tiggy. Tiggy is a 15-minute grocery delivery service that is available only in Vancouver, and they provide no delivery fee and no minimum order amount. It's actually incredibly easy to use. You simply open up the app, make sure you're in their delivery zone, browse for whatever groceries you need, and wait for your products to come in within 15 minutes. Tiggy really prides itself on its 15-minute delivery speed, so to prove this to you, let's try out the service together. I've just placed my order to a location that is 15 minutes away from where I currently am, so let's see who gets there faster. Okay, it's this way. No, wait, it's that way. 10 minutes left, 10 minutes left. Oh my God, he's 5 minutes away. Look at this, 15 minutes, 04.
Oh, so sorry, bro.
So sorry, what do you mean? You did it. I'm telling you, Tiggy is the future of grocery delivery. And if you guys live in Vancouver or are just visiting, you can try them out and you can get $10 off your first 3 orders over $20 when you use my discount code SPROUT30. Thanks, Tiggy, for supporting me on this Cross Canada journey. Now let's get back to New Brunswick. Whether you're a Canadian or an outsider looking to visit Canada, you have to understand that if you want to fully appreciate what this country is about, you have to go and see the provinces that don't get enough media attention. People referring to New Brunswick as no Funswick only do so because they haven't made the effort to find things that they love in their own province. And if this video should remind you of anything, it's that a situation is only boring if you believe it to be. My time in New Brunswick is coming to an end though, because it's time to head out to Prince Edward Island, province number 4 of 10 in this cross Canada trip. In the next few episodes on Sprought, you will be introduced to a potato farmer who grows and harvests the fries that almost every single Canadian eats. You'll also learn about the only multi-floor 360-degree rotating house that you can stay in the entire world. And then I'll bring you on a 48-hour adventure to discover every single square meter of Prince Edward Island. All of this is coming up in December, so make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and get ready for many more Cross Canada adventures. I'm Will, and it's a Mindset. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you across the bridge for the next one.